नमस्कार, मैं हूं रूप सिंह गुसाई और आप देख रहे हैं एएनसी इंडिया। सभी दर्शकों का बहुत अभिवादन है और आइए आज आपको लेकर के चलते हैं बरिस्ता कैफे में। यहाँ इस वक्त हम मौजूद हैं बरिस्ता कैफे बसंत लोक मार्केट बसंत बिहार में, और यहाँ पर बरिस्ता कॉफी कंपनी इन कोलैबोरेशन विद द क्रैनबेरी इंस्टीट्यूट की एक साझा प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस है, जिसमें क्रैनबेरी यानी कि करौंदा जो एक फल है उसको लेकर के कॉफ़ी का जो एक नया टेस्ट और नया स्वाद, नई गुणवत्ता इसमें आपको देखने को, महसूस करने को मिलेगी जब आप ये कॉफ़ी पियेंगे। तो आइए सीधा इस कॉन्फ्रेंस से जुड़ते हैं और जानेंगे कि ये कॉफ़ी कैसे बनती है, किस तरह से तैयार की जाती है, और इसके बारे में जो इसके आयोजक हैं बरिस्ता कॉफ़ी कंपनी और द क्रैनबेरी इंस्टीट्यूट, उनके आयोजकों का क्या कहना है। तो आइए सीधा जुड़ते हैं इस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के साथ। जुड़ने से पहले यहाँ हम आपको दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि यहाँ एक्सपर्ट्स के द्वारा ये कॉफ़ी किस तरह से तैयार की जाती है। तो आइए देखते हैं।
The podium, Mr. Sumit Saran. He's the in-country representative of the Cranberry Institute, and he also manages a lot of other US agricultural boards in India. Thank you, Sumit, for joining us. Of course, we have our rock star Rajat Agrawal is the CEO of Barista Coffee India.
The company represents the US Cranberry Board in India. It's called the Cranberry Institute. I don't trade, so I don't buy or sell. Our role is only marketing and promotion of cranberries, primarily based on its health, nutrition, and taste properties. We as a company market several US products in the same category. It's been a great association with Barista because we launched the American pistachio thing with Barista here from this room. It was much more colder at that time. But has been a great success. And most important, post promotion, I came here and I still saw California pistachio muffins being sold. So that's a big and so when we were looking at cranberry and value addition, they were the first choice that we came to. It's the largest homegrown Indian coffee chain. Excellent partners. Cranberry is India's new love from a fruit and food point of view. We've been marketing this for the last 3.5 years. Almost doubling the demand every year. The red color, the sweet tangy taste, extremely high in antioxidant, extremely high in vitamin C. India has absolutely taken to it. It also goes beautifully with various Indian cuisines. So we are seeing massive push coming in across the board. This is actually our first coffee initiation, and I just hope this takes off. I'm almost certain that the muffin and the cookie that you have, that's a no-brainer. You won't taste a better cookie than a cranberry cookie. The cranberries, by the way, come primarily from the US, from the Midwest. So the Wisconsin, Massachusetts, that region of the US.
You joined very warm welcome to all the Barista team. As Sumit just touched upon, so this is our second association with the US team on the product side. We did pistachio a few months back. This is our second integration with the cranberry. The idea for us as a brand always is to create some newness for our guests who come and savor us on a each day basis. And we look for the right product fits. Pistachio had an amazing response, and Sumit said that it is even after the promotion also it is something which we are continuing to sell. The idea is that with this Cranberry as a new integration which we discussed with the team, there were 3-4 products which we came out, two on the beverage side, two on the food side. And I'm sure with the opportunity which we have with Cranberry, I see that this promotion would also go a while in terms of from a product acceptance. The initial feedbacks have been quite positive. Currently, the mandate is to look at doing it in 200 odd stores, and I think with the response being positive, I'm sure that there will be multiple more stores we want to cover. Today, our India coverage is about 420 stores overall at a network level. We are about 480 stores, about 16 in Sri Lanka and 420 in India. Initially, we're starting this promotion at 200, but the idea is to take this as opposed to multiple other stores, which as of now is not as part of the phase 1.
To get into 10,000 to 15,000 metric tons very quickly. It's a nature's bounty. I mean, this red color is not a color that has been dyed. That's the color that nature and God provided. So, and that color is actually a reflection of the nutrition that is inside that small berry. Cranberry per se is a fruit, but the fruit has a very short shelf life. So that's why they are dried, and then in this dried form, it can be kept for months. Cranberry is also available as juice, both from taste and health, and actually even from medical. There are doctors now who will recommend cranberry for things like UTI, etc. So the magic of this berry, the more you explore, the more in love you will get. The exact SKU price, because that Rajat will guide you. From this work that we do with foreign foods in India, somehow the perception is it's very expensive. It's actually not. If you look at cranberries, it is at par with any other dried fruit. So if there is a consumer that eats dry fruit and nuts, cranberries will not be expensive at all from that perspective. Also, 1 kilo में बहुत cranberry आती है. So there is also that element because it's dehydrated. I just wanted to add is that we do all this promotion with a lot of support that we get from the US Department of Agriculture. So I wanted to acknowledge Karen here. Karen, she's almost becoming a Delhi wala. So it's been a year now there in the embassy, and this is your first summer, right?
Yeah.
Real summer.
Yeah.
Yes. No, but we are very thankful. Thank you for being here.
Rajat, would you like to answer on the SQ?
So, what Sumit said, from a pricing parity, it's not a very expensive fruit to source. And the way we have developed our integrations is keeping in mind the pricing points which prevail in the category. And so it is not beyond the category pricing which we have for similar products. And we have kept that in mind while we have priced these products.
And by the way, I mean, we work a lot in this area, and we've actually just finished a very detailed research on Gen Z consumption. And there is enough, and you'll be surprised, there's enough and more consumers in India who are willing to pay a little extra for what they believe is nutritious and healthy. And this is a very post-COVID change, or a very distinct, substantive change happening in consumer behavior. Especially the middle and upper middle class consumer, price is not the number one decision-making factor. It is an important factor, but not the only factor. हमने पिस्ता का काम किया था बरिस्ता के साथ. दो चीज होती है कि मेरा पुराना बैकग्राउंड is of a retailer. That I used to be with a large retail chain. I used to head their international foods. So one of the things that we do is I don't do photo ops. कि दो चार photo खींचा, दो चार promotion, something like. So with Rajat, I found that exactly the same thought process. That we only do is if we can drive volume with this. And that's why you just go 200 stores and then see how it goes. And that's where the promotions come in, and that's where ideation comes in. And that's where like-mindedness comes in.
Sir, any difficulty you faced while कोई ऐसी डिफिकल्टी आपने पर्टिकुलरली कुछ ऐसा फेस किया while creating such a health beneficial product? सर आप बताएं रजत सर, कुछ ऐसी डिफिकल्टी कुछ आपने फेस किया?
So whenever we do a product integration, the ethos is that how does the supply chain works to make it reach the end mile. And while the chef's team and the culinary team have tasked to really create a wonderful product, the idea is to always make the availability. One thing which is very, very relevant is when we talk about any integration is the availability of the product. So which is where we found that this is a product which is available at a mass level, and which is why we were able to kind of replicate this at such a large mass. When we look at healthy integration, so this is not for the first time we're looking at a healthy zone in our cafe opportunity. Today we have a large set of menu which is a zero sugar menu. So which is again something which is again for the mass which wants to have no sugar in their beverages, and there's a complete range of beverages which is available. The similar is the integration for some of these products like Cranberry. So it also touched upon on the health benefits, and there is a lot of data to read. Again, the idea is to look at how do we integrate in the day-to-day food which we are consuming, and that's how this integration came.
I would like to come up just suddenly cake matcha cake banate with cranberries. There's actually layers of tasting and testing that is done in the recipes before we reach it. It's a process that together has taken us almost 3 months to reach, to decide this is the sort of menu that we want to keep and this is what goes. So it's also about health, it's also about taste, and I think with Barista understands its consumer and what will work for them, and they have to also integrate in what is going on and what's the future. So there's a process. It's a long process. It takes 2 to 3 easily months to actually come down to these 3-4 menu categories.
I think we are the first chain where maybe मॉम एंड पॉप स्टोर जो छोटे लेवल पे काम करते हैं उन्होंने शायद किया होगा, बट किसी ने ऑर्गेनाइज लेवल पे इतने बड़े स्केल पे इसका इंटीग्रेशन अभी तक नहीं किया. सो बरिस्टा एक पहली चेन है जिसने इतने मास लेवल पे इसका इंटीग्रेशन किया.
I just want to thank everybody for coming. इतनी गर्मी में आप लोग इतने देर बैठे, it's amazing.
इसी के साथ मैं रूप सिंह गुसाई आप सभी से अनुमति चाहता हूं. जल्द मिलूंगा, तब तक आप अपना बहुत ख्याल रखिएगा. नमस्कार, धन्यवाद, जय हिंद, जय भारत.